So last night was the big first vote, really, on the UK internal market bill. It was the second reading, so there are lots more debate and votes to come. But incredibly, 30 Conservative MPs abstained and 2 Conservative MPs actually voted against the internal market bill. We're going to dive into all this and do a full report here on the Westminster channel. But before we kick off, please remember to give a big thumbs up, click subscribe and the bell so you don't miss future reports. It really helps me out. So, yes, the UK internal market bill, second reading in the House of Commons, passed with 340 MPs voting in favour. This, of course, included 328 Conservative MPs in favour, as well as 7 DUP. There were 263 MPs against this UK internal market bill. And, of course, those of you that have watched the videos realise how important this is at a critical moment for the UK in these negotiations, for Boris Johnson's government to have this support in Parliament. But there were 263 MPs against, including, predictably, yeah, you've guessed it, Labour, Lib Dems, SNP and the usual suspects. Now, the Conservative Party came out afterwards and said, Labour just voted to side with the EU in Parliament once again. We're the party that's standing up for the integrity of the entire UK. Our internal market bill, the Conservative Party says, protects our union, preserves peace in Northern Ireland and ensures unfettered trade across the whole country. Now, a few MPs who voted for this, Conservative MPs, include Andrea Jenkins, who set out why she supported the internal market bill. She said, given the EU has refused to negotiate in good faith, threatening a trade board in the Irish Sea unless we agree to their terms, we have no alternative but to legislate to protect our internal markets. Andrea Jenkins said she would be supporting the UK internal market bill for those reasons. Joy Morrissey, another Conservative MP, saying the government and Boris Johnson have my full support on the internal market bill. We must protect UK sovereignty and fight for the best deal for Britain. I hope all my colleagues will do the same. Conservative MPs pledged to deliver Brexit, and that's what we plan on doing. Another Conservative MP, Desmond Swain, setting out his support. There is a principle in international law that no country can be bound by an obligation when that obligation is interpreted in such a way as to undermine the very integrity of that country. And of course, I've talked lots about this on previous reports about the EU's appalling behaviour in these negotiations, why the UK internal market bill, why the government have brought this forward. And DUP MP Sammy Wilson saying as well that the UK internal market bill is not perfect, but it represents an important step forward for Northern Ireland. We must oppose the erection of trade barriers within our union. I'm glad the government have listened to DUP and begun to address the problems in the withdrawal agreement. And don't forget, of course, there are many people saying that the government should ditch the withdrawal agreement completely, including the likes of Ben Habib and Nigel Farage. And of course, Nigel Farage yesterday, before this vote, made absolutely clear that the withdrawal agreement as it stands is not the Brexit we fought for. Boris misled us, but is now trying to make amends. MPs who vote for Brexit in name only will see campaigns launched against them. It doesn't get much clearer than that, does it? And yet, with all that said, 2 Conservative MPs voted against the government last night, and there were 30 abstentions. Now, just to be absolutely clear and accurate here, it doesn't mean that all of those abstaining were necessarily abstaining on the issue. There are cases where people are away or there may be illnesses, etc. Now, it is understood, Theresa May, by the way, one of those abstentions, but it is understood that she was away. Now, whether she'd been there, would she have abstained, would she have voted for it? Said that she was away. So just to be, as I say, clear, you cannot say that every person that abstained is necessarily against this, but we do know that some who abstained have spoken out publicly against the UK internal market bill in terms of Conservative MPs. These include Geoffrey Cox, who had an article in the Times. They include Gary Streeter, who I've highlighted before. And they include, perhaps surprisingly, perhaps not, let me know what you think, former Home Secretary Sajid Javid, who said, it's not clear to me why it is necessary for the UK to break international law. I am regretfully unable to support the UK internal market bill unamended. We also had Remin Christie resign, saying he'll no longer be the Prime Minister's Special Envoy for Freedom of Religion or Belief, sharing a copy of a letter he sent to Boris Johnson, posting on Twitter saying, I cannot support the internal market bill in its current form, which unilaterally breaks, in his words, the UK's legal commitments. And he's also said today, Ramin Christie, he said, further to resignation yesterday, I've added my name to Sir Bob Neal's amendment to the Internal Market Bill, which would ensure full parliamentary scrutiny before ministers apply proposed powers, in my view, with full day of debate in Parliament, so parliamentary sovereignty is respected. Another Conservative MP who abstained, Tim Loughton, said, I've spent the last few hours listening to the debate on the Internal Market Bill, and unfortunately nothing persuaded me that it is the best way forward to secure a trade deal with the EU and exit the transition period, so I could not vote for it in its current form. Another one, Conservative MP who abstained, Tobias Ellwood, unamended, I cannot support this bill. Let's secure Brexit, but remember what we stand for. Already this bill, he says, is damaging brand UK, diminishing our role model status as defender of global standards. As we go to the wire, let's be more British statecraft, less Nixonian madman theory. Now there were, as I say, 2 Conservative MPs who did actually vote against this. One of them, Andrew Percy, told Alex Wickham of Politico Playbook he is not currently inclined to vote for the Sir Bob Neal rebel amendment, but his opposition last night was about the government's, in his words, appalling presentation and not the substance. But Sir Roger Gale is a different case. Now, Sir Roger Gale has been very outspoken against the UK Internal Market Bill, even as a Conservative MP, acknowledged that he was in a tiny minority of Conservatives who voted against the bill, but predicted that more could follow when the Commons considers amendments which have been tabled. He said, I took the view that you fight this tooth and nail at every step. Others have quite clearly decided they want to hold their fire, he told BBC Newsnight, but Sir Roger Gale saying there is much to play for yet. And then he also tweeted, Sir Roger Gale, ever since the bill was published, I have said that I would vote against it, and I have done so. Even though the bill has passed this stage, I shall continue to oppose it unless there is significant amendment which will restore the integrity of this government and the country. Very strong words there from a Conservative MP. In the middle, as I say, a crucial point in negotiations where the British government needs maximum leverage, and you've got Conservative MP there speaking out so strongly against the UK Internal Market Bill. As I said, guys, this is a very crucial moment. The UK Internal Market Bill, this is not done and dusted now. It's going to go on, but I thought I would bring you the very latest there in terms of where we are on the vote and what happened in terms of Conservative MPs. As I say, only 2 actually voted against it at this stage, but 30 abstained. Let me know what you think about that. Do you think that's a high number, a low number? Do you think we're going to see the likes of Theresa May be more vocal in their opposition and eventually vote against this? Let me know what you think in the comments below. And as ever, guys, if you want to support me, I've now got a Patreon page. I'm going to be doing a lot more videos, exclusive videos, and you can chat direct to me on there and let me know your ideas for what we can do. I'd be open to that. It'd be great to have your support. So if you want to support Real News, please head on over to the Patreon. You'll see the link posted in a minute, and I'll post it down below. And as ever, if you've enjoyed this video, remember to click subscribe and the bell so you don't miss future reports. Thanks for watching.